Glamour.
Grit. Glamour.
Grit. Glamour. Grit.
I know this firsthand. Texas Health Resources doesn't just treat illness, it ignites hope. I'm impressed at how Texas Health fights the root causes, not just the symptoms, of poor health in our communities. Texas Health joins hands with the community organizations to forge powerful partnerships that help our neighbors thrive. The outcome of these partnerships are programs such as food pantries, school literacy programs, mental health support at area schools, free cancer screenings, and so much more. Through the Texas Health Resources Foundation, you can help. To find out more about how Texas Health is serving the community, please go to texashealth.com/foundation.
Hey y'all, let me just interrupt for 1 second. I got to tell you about something. As someone who's out on the road a lot, having the right gear makes all the difference. That's why I've got a UWS crossover box on my truck. It's my favorite thing I own. I don't want to live another day without it. It's more than just having extra storage space for your stuff, which there's a lot of. It's about having reliable organization you can trust each and every day. Listen, these boxes are assembled right here in the good US of A, and you can feel the quality every time you open that rigid core lid. If you're looking to upgrade your truck with the best, head over to the UWS website at uwsta.com. Find a dealer and get yours installed today. Trust me when I say your tools will thank you. All right, everybody, welcome back. It's Monday. You know what that means?
Celebrity Monday.
Celebrity Monday, Sandy's favorite day of the week. Actually, my favorite day of the week, too.
Well, and I'm so freaking out about these guests. I've been in love with these guests for years. And it's fun to have like another couple on the show.
I know. It really is. This is not just a couple. This is a superstar power couple. Let me just kind of get into this for a second. You will know and recognize her because she is a Bravo superstar. She starred in Ladies of London. She's currently starring on The Real Housewives of Dubai. She hosts her own podcast, Uncut and Uncensored. Her husband was a former Real Madrid soccer star, which I can't wait to get into that. Both of them are just such a power couple. They've got a wellness brand, Bust the Label. They've got a real estate venture empire they're building right now, and so much more. It is such an honor to bring in today Caroline Stanbury and Mr. Sergio Carrallo. How are we doing, folks?
Did he say it right?
I know. Did I? I tried to.
You said it better than I can. I don't even say it. I just call him Sergio Stanbury. Much easier.
I can't tell you how long we were practicing this morning. And like we were doing, like where you Google like how to pronounce. And I know y'all did it on the show. And we were like, Carraro. Is that it?
That was amazing. You have to say that was very good.
Oh, fantastic. Wait, I need to hear from you, though.
Yeah, Sergio Carrallo. Carrallo. In Spanish, Carrallo, but it's Carrallo.
You're never going to get it. You have to roll your tongue. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like if we all say it, it's kind of like sounds offensive.
And wait,
it's not as good.
We have a beautiful furry friend with us today. Who is this?
Well, beautiful he is not.
It's not beautiful.
I only saw the head. Okay, hairless.
Yeah, broken Pomeranian whose hair fell out.
Oh.
His tongue doesn't fit his mouth. He's got epilepsy. He walks backwards.
And he hates me. So.
Yeah, and he hates her. But I mean, he's got a face only a mother could love.
Oh.
I know. That's how my Rudy is too. Okay, we're going to dive into everything. I was obsessed, and we're going to get in that with Ladies of London. I just rewatched it again. But I think what you don't see on the show, Sergio, you are phenomenal. Like, I have read so many articles about you and like the way your brain works and what you went to University of California, Irvine to branding marketing or digital marketing and brand, I think it was global communications. There you go. And you had worked with Instagram, Nike. I read this amazing article about you. Now, are you the brilliance behind all the TikToks?
Kind of. I mean, it's quite a funny story, actually. She didn't know even she had TikTok. And the TikTok, they called us and they said, look, do you know you are the most searched name in the UAE country? And I'm like, oh my
And I was
God.
like, no, you've got the wrong Caroline. I'm not on TikTok. And they go, no, you are. And I'm like, because I have a beautiful curated Instagram page
She
where
had
I've
no
edited
idea.
within an inch of my life. And I had no idea I'm on TikTok with no makeup, no hair, looking like I've been dragged through 18 bushes by my ankles.
So I've been doing it for like three months, and they call us. And they were like, oh my God. Amazing.
Is that what you wanted to always do? Is or kind of the branding and global, is that kind of where your mind has always worked?
No 48-year-old woman wakes up and says, I want a TikTok today.
No, me either. I can't do it.
No.
I
not love it, darling. It's one of the biggest fights. That's going in our divorce papers because he made me TikTok will be the first line.
I mean,
the first thing to go. No, but it was so interesting because I think on the show, we see a different side of y'all's relationship. Obviously, it's a show, so they want to show the age dynamic and things like that. But reading about you, I mean, if they really read into you, it makes so much sense why y'all would be together.
Well, I think the first season, to be honest, it looked like I beat him. I'm not. Yeah. I think the first season was very, very different to the second. Season because they didn't get my sense of humor. Right? No one kind of got the way I am. I'm very deadpan. Not to mention I've had so much Botox that this is me happy, sad, and, all the above. So, no one understood that, I was like this with him. It doesn't mean that's just the way I talk. We're not fighting the whole
when you
time.
understand Caroline, I mean, if you don't know her, you're going to think that she's always mad and she's just this crampy woman that is always like she's destroying me all the time she talks. But in reality, it's like the way she shows love. So,
I always say I'm the nicest person in the world, except to poor Eric. And then I'm just I'm a monster half of the time. But it's because I love him the most. He gets everything the most. Yeah. So he gets happy, sad.
How it works my life is out of the month, I get a good week and a horrible week. This week is the horrible week. She's on a different roller coaster that I don't understand, but that's just how it works.
No, he's understanding periods, okay? He just understood the period.
No, but a period comes 4 times a week. I don't understand.
Those women have this all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is that possible?
You're not alone. You're not alone. I have a name for her when this all goes down because it is. I can always tell. I'm like, she's being really strange right now. I'm like, oh, it is okay.
He calls me Taz.
I call her Taz,
like Tasmanian Devil.
Well, he's called Taz. But by the way, that's even more annoying. Like, why would you take your life into your hands like that? Like saying, oh, it's that time. Now I really want to hurt you.
No, then I want to go nuts. Oh, my God. Okay, so, Carol, I do want to say I'll never forget. Ladies of London, I'm sorry. That is one of the most brilliant series of all time. It is so good. I just rewatched it again. You were really... Oh, my God, I would die.
Is it really?
Literally die. Eric, we're moving to London.
You
need an American like me.
It was one of those shows. She's like...
I'm moving to London, but I'm not.
Well, you can give me all the tips, all the going ahead. But really, Gift Library was way ahead of its time. So, Caroline, it was, oh my God, and I want you to bring it back. It was really, luxury gifts. She would curate luxury gifts for really wealthy and send it. And I'll never forget seeing your office for the first time.
I had more money than sense. Yes, it was great.
It was so good. And really that was beforehand. And I think really if people don't understand y'all's dynamic, it seems as though your mind goes a lot to the marketing and branding. Caroline, you're a insane businesswoman. So y'all complement each other so well. What was that like? Because we just talked to Heather Dubrow and Margaret Josephs, and who are the kindest people. And isn't she magic? You would love Margaret too. We met in Chanel 10 years ago and have stayed close ever since with my mother. And just a good human. But you really already had a brand before the show. And I think people don't realize some of the time these housewives have these empires before they even come on the show. What was that like kind of deciding to do a reality show? And it seemed as though your ex-husband at the time, I know he didn't want to be as much on the spotlight. So how was that decision-making for you really to put yourself out there?
I mean, first of all, my ex-husband was a really good sport. He always said, look, you do you and I'll support you, but I don't want to be in it, which I completely understand. He has a much more serious job and it's not something most men don't really love it. The thing is our age gap and everything else. Sergio's used to also from, being in a soccer player to being out there. So it's different. But my decision was based on, I could buy a billboard in America or I can go on national TV. And also at the time, you've got to remember, Ladies of London wasn't quite like Housewives. We were all meant to be sort of, dynamic women with real lives, right? Doing stuff. And so I thought it would be more like, I guess in my head, because I'd never done reality TV and we didn't really watch Housewives in the UK because it wasn't really there. That in my head, it was like I was going to be like The Office, right? You guys were going to watch me in the office with all my team, and that's how it would be. And you guys would love seeing us, me run a business. Little did I know that's not what Housewives is at all.
Well, and I think it definitely transformed because, like you said, the first couple episodes of Ladies of London, I mean, for us Americans, it was like as close as we could get to royalty. And our idea of like these royal people and tea parties, and it just was such untouchable for us. So that was our first sense of like seeing that kind of culture and status in a different way. And then the drama.
I think, if I'm really honest, that's what I think the TV's missing right now, is seeing the realities of these different cultures. In a way, even with Dubai, you didn't really see enough of what Dubai is. It's not just us sitting around in party dresses. Like Dubai is, one of the biggest emerging countries in the world. We had 17 million visitors, tourists coming last year. And it's an insane place when you really see it. So, I think London was the first because you opened it with debutantes and you opened it with I think it was the Serpentine, and I was wearing that sort of Cavalli dress from the archives, and I can only remember that because Bravo's just reposted it. So I was oh my God.
It literally gives me chills.
Years ago now. But it was amazing. And I suppose you didn't, in America, you don't have that life where we all grew up together. We all know each other. We're all from the same sort of, all the families knew each other from very, very young. And I actually think that's what's missing in the world, because it sort of brings you that connection. No matter where you go home, and they're like having brothers and sisters in a way. Most of my friends, I just went home now, are 20, 30 years old. I've had them all my life. And I think, when you come to places like this, or you live in New York or these fast cities, it's so transient.
No, it reminds me, and it's very different, but I'm from Texas, and we have like the old school debutantes. And that was like, I've been best friends with the Sainty. It's all about family. Like, we live in Fort Worth, and we're a city that's privately owned really by families of these old school families.
See, that gives you standing. It gives you, it means that your core values are the same.
Yes.
I think that's what's missing.
I think too, is a lot of the time it's, I always say I do a lot of community service here and all that, but you have to respect the people that built this place. And I think that's what people miss so much, is I'm always give a nod to people who made this town what it was. And I'm just adding on top of it and saying, instead of, I know with all of our generation too, it's like we try to come in with the TikToks and the different things so fast that I think we forget about sometimes the people that built it to get us here.
Old-fashioned values, that's the one thing that attracted me also to Sergio, is even though he drives me nuts with his family, the fact that he has such family values means that he will always treat me right.
Yeah, so I'm coming from like a very traditional Spanish family, which is all about family. And Caroline went to boarding school since very early stage, so
a polar opposite.
The family, right?
Definitely.
So for me, it's all my parents. I didn't really grow up with any friends because I was playing soccer, and Caroline is all about friends.
Now,
because she didn't really grow up with any family. It's very interesting, when family comes here, it's like, oh my God, like she cannot really, like she cannot touch my mom. It's like a crazy
He
thing.
said he wishes that he'd introduced his mum and his dad as his friend Jose and his other old friend Violetta, because we would have got on better.
So much better.
That's so
It could have
great.
been Sammy and my dad are so lovely, but as soon as the parents, like name comes in, she's like, oh my God, she just gets cold.
Her eye
like,
starts twitching and she's not used to it.
Yeah, she's like, oh my God, I gotta do it.
Wait, so
I
I'm
think
so
that's
curious
right.
to know how you two met, and then Sergio, when you did meet, did you go do like a bunch of research and watch the shows to be like, I need to study this woman to find out everything I need to know? Or did that
Actually, it's just very funny story because I had no idea who she was or
He
anything.
was 24.
I was
No
24.
24-year-old has ever watched Housewives.
I didn't even know, honestly, Housewife existed. Like, I had no idea. I didn't watch reality at all. And then this woman convinced me to go to this event.
He was on a date.
Apparently, I was not on a date.
It was a date.
Okay.
You went to an event with her.
This woman kind of liked me, and she's like, look, pop in here. It's going to be amazing. It's all business. And all the time, I didn't know all the time it's Caroline's event. So I called my friend, all the time. We went there 5 minutes from my house. And, I go into the main area. We talk for a little bit, but very quickly. And then she's on the scenario, and she comes out, and she's like, okay, I'm a mother of 3. Both of you that are in front row, they're in vagina watch. And both of you that are in the back or something,
you pay more.
You pay more. And I'm like, who is this woman, mother of 3, talking about vaginas in the scenario? Like, what is happening here? And then all the time, I was like, okay, I'm going to stay. I like this.
He was hurt.
And honestly, I thought she was Russian, to be honest. I was like, oh my
Russian?
God. Yeah. No, but I'm like, I don't know, you just look so blonde and so like cute. I thought she was 32 Russian. I was like, oh my God, she's so hot. She's so, she's fun. All the time at the end, actually, everybody's sitting with the stairs, and I'm saying bye to everybody, and I touch her hair a little bit, just playing. And I'm like, I'm leaving. And as soon as I'm walking outside, she's like, oh my God, my husband, my future husband is leaving. She said that out loud.
Yeah, I did. In front of everyone. Future husband is
Can you believe it? And then 4 years after, we are married.
Oh, that's so
You
amazing.
are
I just got the
kidding.
hair on my arm stood straight up. What a storybook.
Oh my!
I was like, oh my God. So then after, basically, I wanted to turn back as soon as I hear that. I'm like, oh my God, I'm coming back for sure.
I'm here.
But then I wanted to be cool. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. I wanted to be cool. So then I kind of just went to the car.
He was not cool. He was the guy that threw pebbles at my window till it broke.
No, I was after.
Yeah. But you were not.
I was very cool because I got you, so I was cool. Yeah.
Let's go.
He lied. He was 35.
I have to lie, but then
Until I got to 24, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to jail.
Actually, I text her back after 30 minutes, and I said, hey, I'm thinking to get back to, to get a drink. Do you want to join? And then literally we just spent, with all of our friends, and we had an amazing party, and then, yeah, we got to know each other. Yeah.
Were you still
It was
playing
amazing.
at that point? Were you still playing?
Actually, I was not playing. I was kind of like on this transition moment of my life, because I did international business degree in Spain while I was playing, and then I moved to the US for football, for soccer, played for New York and then Cosmos. Then initially I was going to transfer to Galaxy, and then I had problems with my agent, but my agent had a house in Newport Beach. That was the reason why I ended up in Newport.
And I'd never been to Newport Beach.
Yeah, so then he said, look, come to Newport Beach, why we try to close this deal, everything. And then basically I rented a place in Newport, and at the same time, it took so long to close that I was like, okay, what is the closest university? I want to just make the most of it. So I got the master's in media and global communication and digital marketing in UCI. And then as soon as I finished that master's, it was kind of like meant to happen. And I believe in God, and I was like, God put me there to leave soccer and met, Caroline, because it was just so weird, everything.
Yeah, lucky him, 24, 43-year-old.
Yeah, lucky you as well, my friend.
Yeah.
No, amen. It's
three children.
Yeah.
Lucky him. Woo-hoo.
I was like, and then way long after, then I came back to Spain, and I will never forget this moment. I was just like with the 3 kids, and my parents were like, oh my God, I'm already a grandpa. My dad was so funny because I brought literally 3 kids already grown up.
3 adults.
3 teenage, yes.
And I'm like, oh my God.
They're like huge.
Yeah.
Here, my babies.
Yeah.
Now,
So
how
it was
is
just-
that like? Because I think even any step parent feels this way. Is that relationship of being a parent, but also being their friend? And you have the age. I thought, Yasmin, we saw our little moment, and I thought it was really cool of y'all to share that and very vulnerable of her to share, because I believe that's every young girl that gets a step parent, not just a parent or a step parent that's closer to her age. I think any of my friends that have been divorced feel that way. So that was really brave and cool of y'all to share that moment of her too, to be able to do that. And how is that relationship, and kind of that's definitely a different balance, especially with teenagers and adults.
Yeah.
Well, remember now, so she was 16 when that was filmed. Now she's 18, so they've come quite
A
a
long
way.
way, yeah. For me, it was a bit in the beginning, obviously, because I'm very emotional, as just like people. So I really wanted to just, make it the easiest way possible for them to be comfortable, to because I was just always gonna be there, for them, giving them love and not really changing anything in their lives. And I think it took a while for them to understand that was gonna be that support. I didn't want to be a replacement than that, as they thought in the beginning.
Totally.
I was just this older brother figure that always going to be there. So, it was just a bit up and down, because I wanted to have the respect from them, but as well be cool, be that
Completely.
cool guy, which I think now we got to the point that we are, everything is amazing, but it just took a long way. And at some point I told Caroline, look, I don't know how we're going to make this happen. I cannot do this.
It was really difficult for a while, because my boys were quite jealous, and then
Yeah.
my daughter.
8 months, it was very difficult. I said at the end, I was like, I cannot do this for the rest of our lives. We cannot have a different relationship in front of your kids than just us. And all the time, from one day to another, I think they felt that I was real, that I was gonna be there, and I was genuine, and then completely switched, and everything just started getting better and better, and now it's amazing.
That's amazing. Well, and I think too, culturally, you said you're all about family, and it's probably to them was a little abrasive, like kind of how I am. I come in, I love you hard, and that's it. I fight. So for people that aren't that kind of, especially what raised like that and is more raised in like a conservative sense, that can come off like Eric always has to tell people, like, Sainty's not fake. That is how she is. All the time.
We'll meet somebody and she'll say goodbye to them and be like, all right, love you, see you later. I'm like, babe, you just met that person.
And I just,
he does it to the delivery man. Like, oh my God, you did not love the Kareem man.
But I mean it. I was like, that's the sick part. I really mean it.
Yeah.
Like, I love you.
Awards in business deals and like talking to some big people. I'm like,
men.
We're talking. I'm like, I'm gonna call. I'm like,
oh my God, you just said I love you at the end of a call.
I'm like, oh my.
You can hear the guy going,
I love hearing the reactions of how people react to it too, because they're like, oh, okay, bye. And I'm like, honey, you just made them feel so awkward.
And they're like, I'm going, oh my God.
It's so good.
And he always he'll be on the phone with his mates, and he'll put like emojis of hearts.
Yeah, and they get me.
No, no one does that. Men don't do that.
No, it's how we're, and I always say, like, my parents are, like, I'm the quietest in my family, and that says a lot. Like, it's just how you're raised. It's all that you know, but I got in so much trouble when we first started dating. Because I called myself a cougar because I'm 2 years older, but I met Eric at 19 and I was 21, and I had a boyfriend is that not wild? And now I'm 35. And I literally I had a boyfriend of 5.5 years, didn't believe in marriage, didn't believe in having kids, dumped him that night, and then went after this young man. Like,
well, he is. But you know what? We do, I think when you know.
Oh.
Look,
I 18 years.
Yeah, I honestly knew, for example, Steve was the right one maybe within, I'm not going to scare her, but within maybe 3 weeks in it. I kind of felt it, and I was like, there's just something different I never felt before, and I want to go with it, and then, it was just just following the emotions and feelings, that's all.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Guys, I'm so curious to know, because I was doing some research and looking up, and I have this fascination with Bali. I've never been, but I've always dreamed of going there. And I see you've got something incredible going on over there right now. I just need to know more about what it is, and please explain it, because I'm already obsessed, but I don't even know what's going on yet.
It's kind of like our little baby. The name is Samsara Nest, and it's basically a hotel, luxury boutique hotel. And then we are doing residences next to it. So it's just a very special project for us, because we love traveling, we love, just visiting unique places in the world, and we kind of just put all the
just
ideas
bought the land and we were like,
together.
let's go.
Yeah.
And it's been so fun because our business partner as well is someone I have known since we were 16. And, so we are all really good friends, and it's just us, and, there's no pressure, and we're having the best time, and everyone's so into it.
People are like,
into it.
They want to be part of it somehow. It's just amazing, to be honest, but we are really trying to bring something a bit unique to the market, very like experiential,
Every room is different. You'll be able to go. We've got one called the Oasis Suite. One's called
the Lotus. We have the Japanese suite. We have
So
Alula suite
cool.
in Saudi Arabia. So we have very different and unique. The African suite.
Residents as
Yeah.
well.
Well, y'all
So that's
sign us
pretty-
up. We better be like the first. Do y'all
We want
know?
to book a room ASAP.
I know. Do y'all know my bucket list is Dubai? We were going, and then COVID hit, and I was it is.
Must come.
You have to come here.
Eric's actually bringing. Are you allowed to say it?
We can't announce it yet.
But we'll tell you after.
I have
We'll
an
be off the
opportunity
air.
coming up that's going to bring me to Dubai next year, and I'm so excited.
Y'all, I'm giddy. I'm like, I just feel like I would thrive in Dubai. That is the naive Texan in me.
You would thrive in Dubai. You would thrive.
I-
Life is bloody amazing in Dubai. I have to say, everyone keeps texting me going, would you, because they've just announced Housewives of London and what's the other one, and Ladies of London, whatever it is. And I'm like, I'm not leaving, like absolutely not leaving Dubai. My life is here, Bali and wherever.
The quality of life here, honestly, is incredible. And the energy, the people, like it's just so multicultural. The people, they help you to grow a lot. And it's just amazing. Honestly, the weather is just, it's a completely different lifestyle.
When the economy, I mean, it's brilliant. I just want to study the people in the sense of what they have built and what they have done. I mean, it's kind of just ahead of its time. So it's so cool.
It keeps growing, keeps growing and keeps growing. It's amazing.
Crazy.
It seems like it's like an out of this world place. Like it doesn't seem real, and it's so like its own bubble of a world that's like far beyond anywhere else in the world.
Sign us
They have
up.
a minister of happiness. They have everything is just to make your life here good.
And what people don't know is living in Dubai. If you live Dubai downtown is a bit crazy, but if you live outside Dubai, for example, where we live in the community, it's very peaceful, very relaxing. There is not really chaos.
We've never had a door key. We don't have a front door key.
Everything is open. We have a river in front of the house. So
Well, we've never. I don't even know where it is. If we have one, maybe.
Y'all.
Wow.
That is magical. Oh, I'd do anything in the world. And this is a little, I'm going to change because we're talking about Dubai. I saw that Dubai finally legalized surrogacy.
Yes.
So, I was reading all the documents about it. So I know we have a baby boy on ice. How do y'all feel about like that next kind of step in like and let me tell you, and Caroline knows this firsthand. Sergio, I know a little boy. I had a girl first and then I had a little boy. Oh, baby. There is nothing like a little boy. Oh,
really?
I am sickeningly obsessed. Sick. Like is it not? I am sick.
Oh, it's insane.
It is like, a little boy, and they're just like, and you don't feel like you're gonna, pardon my language, fuck them up. Because I just don't think they're as deep. So you're just like, with my daughter, I'm always thinking in my mind, I'm always like, oh God, what did I say? That's like, she's gonna have to go to therapy for. A girl is just so,
emotional and thoughtful.
yes, different assets to a girl. Where a boy, you're just kind of like, hoping for the best.
Are you closer to the boy or closer to the girl?
Okay, what I always say is, and it's perfect, because I had my daughter first, and I'm a girly girl. Molly Morgan is my best friend. She's my bestie. I feel like I'm harder on her. It's like a different language with your daughter. Mick is my baby. Like if he murdered somebody, I'd be like, okay, baby, I'll hide it or I'll take it for you. Like it's this.
And what about him?
It's interesting because for me, Molly Morgan, I call her Momo, and she's softened a part of my heart I didn't even know was possible to soften. Because you have and it's such a different love. The love I have for my wife is like this in love, this lust, like all of these things. And then it's like the love I have for my daughter.
Human shield if you needed to.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But then this love I have for my daughter is just like a different, like it made me open up to a part of myself I didn't even know was there emotionally and stuff. So I don't have that emotional thing going on with my son. My son, it's like, oh my God, best friend, love him to death. We have so much fun, but it's not like a softening. Like if anything, like I go to him with the softening that I give to her, and he's like, cut that out. Like, let's just play. Let's just like.
Which I think is good because you already have the soft. So it's not like you need that softness in life.
True. I mean, I always wanted a girl. And when the doctor said, look, we had like 29 eggs, it went down to 15, then 9, then 3, and then 1. And I was like, oh my God. And then he's like, look, this is a miracle egg. It's a miracle boy. You have to have it. And I was like, okay, this is meant to happen. Like, I don't want to.
All he sees is babies.
Now it's crazy.
His ovaries are on fire.
I want to see a picture of your kids. I feel like they're very cool. You guys are amazing.
Oh my! Well, and
you.
You're gonna giggle too. It's like, boys are harder to like stick, to last. So it really is a miracle little boy, because that's why a lot of time they say with IVF and different things, it's most of the time girls, because little boys don't mature as easily as little girls do. So that's quite a little boy on your hands. And it's so interesting too. And I had Momo at 30, and I giggled so hard. We lived in LA, and you would have thought I was a teen mom in LA, is having a baby at 30. But I'm from Texas, so moving to Texas, it was like it seemed like so late in the game. But every year I get older, I really believe I could be even better of a parent. Like it is so interesting because people are like, you could be past. I know, Caroline, you said that too. It's like, oh my gosh, I to do this over again. But I do believe you're so much stronger and different of a parent.
Caroline,
I'm 48.
Caroline with kids.
I'm hitting 50 in 2 years.
I mean, I know if we have the baby, I'm gonna need to be the mother. I'm gonna need to carry the papoose with the baby around. I'm gonna do all the nappies, all that.
I don't have any patience. I barely have patience for him.
No, nothing. Like, she's honestly the worst. She's like a princess on steroids. So with a baby, it's gonna be horrible.
Could you really picture yourself having a baby at 50? It's not every woman's dream.
There's so many women now having babies, even 55, 60. Yeah.
60.
No, it really is. It's unbelievable because we're living so freaking long. I'm like, I always tell Eric, the moment he has to put me in a home, I want to go do that thing where you do the shot and take me out. I'm like, I don't want to have to be fed, any of that. Just take me out.
Watch, Caroline's going to become the softest, sweetest.
She is, and especially a little boy again.
He's going to have you wrapped around his finger, Caroline.
No, exactly. That's what I think. She is such a tough cookie, like rock, no feelings, nothing. When this baby comes out, she's going to be like, oh my God, this little guy is going to be replaced by a little baby.
No.
Yes. A little baby is going to be here, and she's just going to be so happy.
Oh, and 3 babysitters. I'm like, you have 3, and watch, they're going to be obsessed. Because it's like, they don't have to do the hard stuff. Like, our sweet neighbors lived with us, like, during COVID. She was 16 and 17. And they just like, lived with us. So they just, like, hung out with us 24/7. It was such a dream, because I felt like I didn't have to, like, raise my daughter. Like, they did all the hard stuff, and I got to play and have so much fun with teenagers. It was, like, the dream.
I'm gonna take my baby everywhere, honestly. Like, I really want to be, like, I don't know. It's just going to be,
Now, do you feel like your process has definitely changed now that it's legal? Like, do you feel so much better knowing that, like, because I'm very anal. Like, I would want to be, like, right there, hands-on, 24/7.
Yeah.
We
are the same.
That would be me.
I cannot have my baby growing up in the US. It's just not going to happen.
No, and I want to know what you're eating.
Know whenever it was coming.
Yeah, it's like, oh, happy birthday, it's your baby. That's just not even a baby.
No.
No, I know. I'd want to be like I'm psychotic when it comes to stuff like that. It is so good.
Honestly, I have to say, I'm really surprised because she's arranging calls without telling me, the doctor, with the new clinic in Abu Dhabi. And I'm like, oh my God, this is something is changing. So a baby is somewhere inside, somewhere here.
Because those brown eyes keep fluttering every day.
My dad said he wants to be a grandpa and he will take care of it. So.
Oh, and grandparents are the best. Oh my God, they raise the babies even more than you do. But I can't wait to see what a baby would look like. Because that was Eric. I had never been with a white man until Eric. And then I fell in love with Eric, and I was like, oh my gosh, our babies are gonna be so blonde and so blue-eyed. And I just always wanted like a little brunette baby, or like, because all my family, we're all blonde. We all look the same.
She had all these like tall, dark, strapping Hispanic lads in her life until
always.
me.
And then I marry 5'7", blonde, blue. Like exactly
taller than
like
that. Come on now.
So I'll never though. But our Mick came out. Y'all like, our Mick has got like ice blue eyes and this dark, dark brown hair, and he's built like a football player. And I'm like, Oh, it did me. I was like, when that brown hair came out, I was like, thank you, God, you gave me a brunette. That is all. And it gets darker and darker. And I'm like tickled because that's all I wanted was like a little brunette baby. And I got my brunettes, which is so, so nice. No, y'all need to come visit us because I really feel like we would all be dear friends.
Yeah, 100%.
And you would be obsessed with Texas.
My baby, I want the baby like Caroline, like blue eyes blonde, because Spanish is always like darker, right? So I want kind of like the opposite, so.
I know, it'll be so interesting to see because you really I giggle, my brother married a girl and blonde-eyed, she's very dark, and their kids are lighter than my kids. They're like towheads. Oh. So I never thought and out of all of us, he is the lightest of the kids. So it's just so interesting how genetics work. It's bizarre.
Have you thought about like continuing to work on the shows and all that stuff? Is it something that you would want your baby to kind of be involved in, and kind of have you talked about like how that would go down?
Look, my kids have been on since they were 2, and they didn't really visit London. So I think, and growing up, I've always got round it by, they've always signed to do it. But if they didn't want to do it on the day, I've never said they had to, ever. So I think that, as a baby, who cares?
It will be a public baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are, yeah.
I mean, it'd be impossible not to, right? It's so much a part of your life where it's like.
Yeah. And it's very normal for us, to be honest. We are always, kind of like, just part of our normal life.
We put everything on Instagram.
Yeah. The baby
from going to the loo, and that might be next. You never know.
No, but that's like us. That's how people are like, do y'all share your kids nonstop? And I'm like,
yeah.
I'd rather us share them than somebody else try to find out who they are and them share them. So I'm like, I'd rather it all come from me. And that's why we do the podcast, to like share our stories before somebody else does.
That's so fun. That's the best way.
It's like and I think y'all's relationship reminds me so much. There's nothing more fun than doing things with your partner, and business-wise.
And I think that's what's so interesting to people. That's why people fell in love, because there are a lot of people like us, obviously. And I'm meeting so many people going, oh my God, you're just like us. We do everything together. And actually, we used to feel like the weird ones.
And actually, there's so many, to be honest. A lot of them come to us and they're like, oh my God, he's my best friend. We do everything, work together, family, travel.
I don't even go to the hairdresser without him. He drives me there. He just.
No, because he will literally destroy the car, not because of the reason.
Y'all, and can I tell you what we drove up in today?
Worst driver.
Eric has an audition later today, and my buddy, we were in, and it's like perfect for y'all's interview. I felt like we are in a light blue Lamborghini. That's what we drove up into. But y'all, that is the worst car I've ever driven in my life. I felt like I was going to die. I don't know how people drive that car.
Hate them.
I do too.
It's so much fun. I am like a little boy in a candy shop right now.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You can't get the groceries.
Nope.
Once you're in, you cannot get out. They're so uncomfortable. You can't see anything left or right. Like, what is the point of that car?
And you feel pebbles.
And you can't even open the boot or the whatever the trunk. Oh, and you can take no friends. You can't pick up your friends for dinner.
You don't want friends.
I want friends. No. Well,
you just sit and push the pedal to the metal and just feel the speed.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get it.
I don't. I hated it.
We let the girls do whatever.
Oh my God! Like I like a big old car. Give me like something like my 16-year-old car was a Hummer 3. And it was the best car I've ever driven in my life. It was like, and it lasted decades. It was incredible. So it was like, I like a big hardy car to feel like right in front.
I want to meet the parent that gave a 16-year-old a Hummer.
Can you, y'all? And you would die over my parents. They are like the best. They're so fun and wild. And that's how I feel like I get to know so much of the housewives. I swear, Molly Reed, is she not a magnet of housewives?
Oh, yeah.
She's just like, and that's how, like, when we were in LA, every celebrity loves her because she just doesn't care and she's so fun. And she's yeah.
And she's like Sergio and Sainty, like everybody, like she loves them right away. She tells them right away. Like she's just this most loving, fun person ever. Like it's Sainty just grown up a little bit. It's crazy.
No. Well, and it's so, hearing y'all's dynamic, and then we'll wrap it up. It's so interesting because I think, Caroline, a lot of the time we've seen on the show is, I think it's cultural because not cold, and I hate that word. It's like you just seem more strong of a person. And then to fall in love with somebody that's like a puppy. Like it's so, but I do feel like we're so much.
I am cold to people I don't know and don't like. I get that. Or I'm cold to get to know, right? But when you know me, all my friends have been around me forever. It's just I'm, not a warm and totally fuzzy person, but I do change. I do warm up to people.
But I think that's why I fell in love, I think, with Caroline, because this like tough boss bitch, like a strong cook. Like you not even like you go to dinners, if she doesn't like you, she's not gonna talk to you. Like you're fucked.
Right.
Dinner is like she's a proper like hardcore woman. But then there's like something very deep inside that as soon as you get there, it's just like for me, honestly, even though she's 19 years older than me, she's like a little tiny girl. Like, like she's just that girl that maybe is 22, 25, and I can handle her like up and down. Like she's just that. Even though later she will literally
when
kick
I'm in
me.
a bad mood, he does these like distractions. Even though I know he's distracting me, it does work.
Well, and it's so true. You
that.
wonder sometimes if that is like your coping mechanism of growing. You just have that in you, is like that sense of love is really you want. And then when somebody hits it.
I had a very, very, very different upbringing. I left home at 6 and I came out at 18. So like that is a very different way to be brought up. Look, you can go on and on about like British boarding school, but it's basically like joining the army, right? So at that age, you have to make your own bed, line up. It's just a different way of growing up, which I wouldn't suggest was for anyone today at that age. But, on the other hand, it means you can handle anything in life, right? Anything in life.
That's why I think we work very well, because I'm kind of like the soft side of the business, and I do, technical, then I bring a lot of things to the table.
Independent. I don't need anyone.
And then I bring things to the table, but then she's the hardcore woman that closes them, like for me, I'm learning a lot from her and stuff, but like the big deals and stuff, she goes there and she kind of like, she closes them because she knows how to do it, and she's hardcore. I have a softer side, but I think it's interesting as well. You have to learn how to read Caroline. For example,
my kids I would never send them to boarding school. Like they're in my home.
I think
you cannot tell Caroline, for example, you cannot order her something.
Oh no, you can't tell me what to do.
Now I understood that you have to suggest something. Honey, do you think this will look better here or here? I think it will look better here. If you say, hey, move that there, she's like, you shut your mouth, don't tell me what to do. Listen,
I love a very decisive person, though. I mean, it's nice to have somebody that like knows exactly what they want and don't want. And from what I've seen, and it's like us, the most successful relationships are so opposite in all of their personality traits and all of their anything. It's like there's something about that yin and yang thing that just it works so perfectly.
And I always say I'm like the only person that really like knows Eric. Like I feel like I'm more like like he's a harder person.
I'm the more closed
to like,
off, and you got to like pull it out of me, and I'm not going to like show anything. You're going to see something, but it's not going to be, whatever.
What I get to see.
Whereas she just is an open book from day one.
Yeah.
And it's why I think we've worked so well.
Yeah, I would hand you my medical records the day the moment I meet you. Be like, this is me. Take it or leave it. I'm exhausting. I know. Like it is so.
But I really do want to know when do you expect the Bali venture to be something people can come and experience and sign up for? And I know it's all kind of starting from the ground up, so I know it's going to be a bit. But when do you predict?
Yeah, ideally it's going to be 2027. So we dream always about the perfect scenario. It would be to recreate the 5-year anniversary of the wedding, renew the vows, open in the hotel. So we want to recreate the wedding in the hotel, all white.
We and I. He wants to recreate the wedding. I got married twice already.
Yes, he's like, she didn't even want to do the first wedding. I'm like, honey, like,
I've already been married. Why do I need to get now? He wants to get married again.
And actually, that's that we fight along the relationship, because she kind of has done everything in life, and for me, it's everything not new, but like lots of things. It's like, I've done it. I'm like, everywhere we go, if she's been with the ex, I hate it.
Every hotel we go to. Did you ever come here? I mean, I'm 48. I've been most places. So now I just go, no, never been here.
Nope.
Well, now you have your own, so nobody can take that from you.
Not sorry. Oh my God. Well, we end every show. We ask our guest, what is their glamour and what is their grit? So the glamour can be like your daily glamour. Like I saw y'all were doing Christmas today. I die.
Something good and fun in your life right now is that feels glamorous, and then something that like is your grit that's like, I got to get through this.
Okay, so the glamour today, well, the glamour really was Christmas. Like we had one of the best Christmas designers came in. We've got eight
It's
foot
insane.
nutcrackers
My God, I saw
outside.
like
Crazy. And
these massive.
Yeah.
No, we have 4 trees.
We've got 4 trees. You haven't seen anything
No,
yet.
we didn't post anything yet.
Wait.
But like, and the tree in the there's only 2 in Dubai. One of them is in the 7-star hotel in the Burj Al Arab.
Yeah,
So
and-
it is
yeah.
so beautiful.
Oh,
It's
wait, I
Yeah.
have to. Do you know I have a line of Christmas stockings at Neiman Marcus? So I need
No way.
I need to send you my line of Christmas stockings. It is.
love it. We put it by the fire.
We love Christmas. I'm moving the children out so the nutcrackers can stay.
Literally.
Me to a T. Oh my God. And what is your grit, gang?
It could be of today, of the week, of just life right now. Like I've got this annoying sinus infection.
Things that we have to do.
Looking after my wife every day when like weeks like this week gets to
Fixing my driveway. I'm still fixing
my
my
God.
bloody
No,
driveway.
let me tell you something about Caroline. Like she had today so many fights because things in the house are not perfect. She literally wants to live in a place that no one lives in it. Everything has to be perfect. You go out, there's like a scratch. Oh my God, fight with the guy with the tiles. She goes to the garden. All the time yesterday, they plant all these plants outside. All the time she found out today that the color is not white, it's purple. Fight with the guy. You brought me wrong plants. Boom, boom. Everything has to be perfect. So it's just a bit, I'm trying
I don't think that's weird.
maybe it's very weird.
My whole garden's white.
Yeah, see,
I want that.
I want white.
Like I asked for white.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, I'm trying to understand how can I, manage that side of Caroline because she wants everything to be perfect.
do,
And
I do.
it can never be perfect. We have so many people in the house every day.
You guys, I'm watching you and listening to you, and the dynamic
They
is.
need their own
You guys
show.
need a show.
You have to have your own. 'Cause
Y'all,
I think
it's too
Dubai,
good. It's
yes,
way
Real
too
Housewives
good.
of Dubai does not show Sergio the way Sergio should be shown either. Like they
Right.
show you so
yeah.
sweet, but I think you're such a deep and kind and brilliant. Like we didn't get to see like clips of you playing soccer and going to school and your masters. Like we need to see
No,
the
he
brilliance.
had to be like my.
I was a toy boy, which it was my
You
role.
have to play
okay.
roles, yeah.
But I gotta play it. It's okay because I'm confident in myself to play that role because I can make fun of myself because I like it. I don't need to show anything
It's
to
not
anybody.
like he is at all. He is
But I'm
not
not,
weak. He's extremely strong. I would
No,
never be with
yeah.
a weak man.
But
Let me tell you that.
We're doing so many things and we're working a lot and we are very driven, both of us, very entrepreneurial, and that's why I think the relationship works. Like there is nothing that excites us more than having something on the table
Closing deals.
almost to close and we're like, oh my God, we're gonna do this and then it might not close, but that's that journey of like deals coming and trying to close, that's what really fits the relationship and
Totally.
help us to drive.
Well, and I think Bravo should be calling y'all about the hotel and doing
there's so
like
much.
filming y'all
Yes, there's so much.
do the hotel. I think it will like
Well, we could be like Vanderpump Rules in Bali. Can you imagine?
Yes,
I mean,
I would watch that
please.
show. I'm telling you right now.
I know, and the
Yeah,
OG.
right.
Like we need the OG Vanderpump Rules back.
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm so appreciative of y'all. Y'all are so special, and I'm so grateful to. I really do feel like I've known.
Go ahead, tell him.
It's a
Tell him
Sergio.
what you really want to say. I love you. I know it's coming.
I know.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say I love you.
Say it.
I'm like,
I was about to say
Yeah, we're like, okay, we'll see you later.
yeah, it's been fun. Never talk about you again.
Bye.
Oh my God.
No, but I really do feel like I'm watching us.
It's-
Like on screen. It's
we love you guys.
it's so wonderful. And I'm gonna get your address from your PA if you don't mind. And I would never
Yeah.
share. I want to send you all my stocking. Kathy Hilton, just like love her, bought us out. Then Lionel is.
way.
So I'm like, we got to send you all the good stuff.
We'll get them all Christmas stockinged out.
Well-
And if you ever come over here, come visit
Yeah,
us.
come stay with us.
Oh my God.
We love
Well, now that we know the door's open, Sergio.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll hang out.
Well, and now we can say we're off air now. It's like, but we are coming we're bringing the first rodeo to Dubai.
No, we just went to a rodeo in
Rodeo.
Texas.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
So,
did you go to the Houston rodeo?
Yes.
Oh, and it's
And we saw
sick.
much busting.
so
Oh my God, that's
completely
really
off the
amazing.
record, and because it hasn't been announced yet, but yeah, we're bringing an American rodeo to Dubai. And it's gonna be like a full
fun.
weekend spectacle. We don't know the date. I think
2026.
no, it's next year. It's like November 2025.
Oh my God, that's so. Oh
We'll
my
do
God,
that.
it's gonna be
So
amazing.
you have to
wait.
come
That's
with
so
us. We'll get all cowgirled out and
Yeah.
cowboyed out.
Yeah.
So I know a bunch of Texans. Can y'all? But I do believe I might be wrong. like across the waters, I feel like they like us Texans because we admit that we're American. We admit that we have the French fries and like we are a hot mess. I think when we come over there and like when people act like it's y'all's culture, like if you go over and respect it, then I feel like they respect you.
100%. That's all they want. That's all they want. You do you, but respect their culture and they'll respect yours.
100%.
It's very easy.
Totally. And that's always like anywhere I go, they've always been so kind because I'm like, I try to be so respectful and I get it is not my home. It is, and I'm just grateful to be there. So it's.
Well, we really hope to meet you.
No, I'm so excited.
Give her your number.
Yes, I'll get Megan everything because I do want to send. We're sending him to like the White House, and so it'll be. Well, I'll let you pick whichever ones y'all want. They're so pretty. There's like 14 large and minis, and I love you guys.
Go enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
Good luck with the rest of Christmas.
Rest of the day. They're going to bed.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's nighttime there.
Oh my God.
You enjoy your day.
Good night, gang.
Thank y'all so much.
Very nice to see you. Bye, guys.
Take care.
Bye, gang. The Fort Worth Film Collaborative is a film workforce development certification program to address the growing need for trained film industry crew in the greater Fort Worth area. The one-of-a-kind curriculum will provide students a pathway to employment in the film industry. In August 2023, the Fort Worth Film Commission and Tarrant County College, in partnership with 101 Studios, launched the program, which will foster local talent and build a robust film workforce in Fort Worth and Tarrant County. Tarrant County College will serve as an educational backbone of the Fort Worth Film Collaborative. Leveraging their state-of-the-art facilities and experienced faculty, the college will provide a platform for students to gain an understanding of the film industry and develop practical skills essential for success in the film industry. The Fort Worth Film Commission and Tarrant County College also worked with several local entities on this project, including Red Productions, Out of Order Studios, MPS Studios, and Paravision. Local industry experts contributed to the curriculum with instructional videos, including a gaffer, location manager, professionals in key departments, including hair and makeup, accounting, key grip, and camera. To learn how you can take part in the program, please visit tccd.college/film. For more information on the Fort Worth Film Commission, visit fortworth.com/film.
Glamour.
Grit. Glamour.
Grit.